We're good? All right, cool. Hey, what's good? What's going on, everybody? You already know who this is, and it's definitely utmost higher goddess herself. Shark coming back at you once again here at the P.E.G podcast, man. That's positive energy generation, man, because we dead for life, choosing the positivity through all the negativity that's going on in this world. Because life be motherfucking life, and I just gotta say it like that. And y'all know with life going on, we have to choose the positivity, okay? So I'm always in my bag looking for artists, guests, public figures, influencers, creators, musicians around the world that come to inspire you. And this next guest I got for you, he's special, man. He's a alternative indie artist, and not only that, he's very creative, but he's working with different projects. He's not only working with different projects, but the sound that he has is very unique, man. And when you listen to it, it takes you to a whole different world. Okay, so he infuses alternative sounds with his own unique flow, and he's a multi-instrumentalist. That means he can work with all type of instruments. And you know me, I can't work with many instruments. So that's definitely got to bring some type of talent to it. He's a front man as well, producer of his own work, and he has released his produced debut album, Awakening, in 2016, marking and embracing his journey with his talent. All right, so without any further ado, we also gonna talk about his collaboration that he had with Ari Rose. That was fire. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring my man on, man. You may know him by SunHands, but if you know him personally, you know him by Jesus Pedrazas. Say it right for me. Pedras.
Pedraza.
Pedraza. See, I told you I was gonna get up here and mess with Pedrazas, man. And you know me, I'm always messing up people's name, but I be messing up people's names. But that's Jesus Pedraza in the building, known by AKA SunHands. How you doing, man?
Good, good. Thank you for having me, Shar.
Gotta have you on, man. And thank you for like taking time out to be able to sit with us. Well, before we get started, follow, 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 because you never know who this message may be for. It may be for you. You never know. You never know what the next person going through. So let's dive in a little bit more with SunHands and find out what Jesus been doing. You feel me? What he been going on. So let's talk about it. What actually inspired you to choose the name SunHands? Because you got a very special name, Jesus, right? Jesus, very very special name. So why did you decide to go by SunHands in the music industry, and for your musical persona? Why you decided to go with that name?
Well, SunHands actually is a song from one of my favorite groups that at first when I started out, I started out as a band. SunHands was a band. And we wanted to be like folksy and have like a acoustic type of sound. And it really evolved after that. And I stuck with the name because I really love the name and I just felt like it just connected with me. So I stayed with it and I loved it. So now as the artist, as SunHands the artist, I've been that's more of like who I am, like my persona and what I love about it.
So when you was in the group in the band, they didn't get mad that you wanted to use this name personally?
No, no, no. Because it's a song. So yeah,
So that was just the inspiration of it.
I would if someone did that to me, I would be flattered. I mean,
Yeah, me too. I'll be flattered too. That's what's up. I like that you picked a name that had a meaning behind it, and like you said, maybe the song definitely inspired you to come up with that name, and it's an easy name to like. You hear SunHands, it was very. I knew exactly who you were. Like it stuck out. So you want names that let stick out that you can remember. It's easy and it's not that hard to pronounce. So I like that. I like that. So how has your sound elevated since your debut album, or well, the debut song that you created, which is Awakening in 2016? When you put that album out, how has this influenced your musical career?
well, my sound in general since 2016 when I did my album, it was I had absolutely no gear. I had basically just bare bones of anything and I just had a vision to make something and something to talk about. So then when I created that album, I I wrote it the way I wanted to write it, and all the sound that was in it was something that I worked for years prior to that. And when I finally finished it, I was just really uh, overwhelmed with just happiness, and I felt accomplished because I did something that I thought, you know, like would seem difficult in many ways, but for me it wasn't. And I was able to self-produce and write and do basically a lot of the songs in general. And then later on from that, I built from it and kept growing, and I kind of knew my way from that. Like that helped me find my way and then build from it. And now I've gotten to a place where when I write a song, I know the voice that has to come out of it. I know the sound that it's supposed to have. I know what character has to, you know, make sense when I'm writing it, and all of that. It just blends in.
Yeah. So when you decided to start create music, write music, where does this journey actually begin? Not really sure where you're from. Tell the people where you from and how you actually got into music itself.
Mhm. Yeah, well, my journey began uh, when I started getting into music. That I remember was when I was 12 years old. My mom, she gave me my first guitar for my birthday because I really wanted one, and I remember when I got it, it was like a life-changing point for me. Like it really, like it was just like another appendage to my body. It was like a piece of me. I used it every day. It was like I would come home and that was like the thing I would do. And then I just got really into it. I started learning songs. I started hearing different types of music. It opened my world in many ways, and it also showed me a lot of things like about the world as well. Like I got to meet friends. I got to know that like the type of vibes and environment I like to be around and things like that. It just shaped everything like in my life that I was able to just be able to now uh, enjoy it, I guess, and be able to share it with others.
So you was able to find a little bit of yourself, who you are, and get more into the creative side of yourself. So that's really dope. Shout outs to moms for actually doing that. You actually, talked about how you're instrumentist. So you create your instruments. You do multiple instruments. So is the guitar is the only instrument you do, or you do others too?
No, so I started with guitar, and from then on, I would play piano. I also learned how to play piano. That was one of the most difficult ones because I had to also I just find piano so hard, but it's extremely beautiful. I just love the tone of it, and it's a huge part of my sound as well. I also play drums. I sing, and my production, I see it as well as like a skill or like an instrument because it's something you have to learn and you have to dedicate time to and be able to definitely like make music with it in many ways.
This is true. This is true. And then we're not only talking about like one instrument, we talking about multiple. So you was able to dedicate your time to learning these instruments, finding how they work for you, how they work for your sound. So when you're taking all these instruments and you're creating a song, all right, what themes or messages do you aim to convey through your music using your sound?
Well, usually when I come up with a song, if it's writing, sometimes I'll go at the aspect of a lyric or writing something. I always have to have a purpose. I feel I don't really I can't write just to write for some reason. I need to have a purpose to write the song. And the strangest part is that to me it comes of like self-advice. Like in a sense I'll listen to it and it gives me something that I feel like I want to hear. I don't know how to explain it in a better way, but like when I hear it, it not only is meditative, but it connects in a way that I I just I don't know, I can't think of like a way to put it into words, but it's just so meditative to me. So then in that way, that's what I take from it. I try to write like that. Like if it gives me something and I feel it, I know others will feel it too. So then I try to let that be like the path towards where I'm gonna go with the song. So as soon I know it from the moment that I start writing or I hear some kind of like chord or a synth or a piano uh, verse that I started or something, um, it would tell me what I'm gonna get out of it, and then I'm able to write from that.
Hey, I like it. I really do because music has a way of like bringing out the real you. You can express yourself in music in many different ways. You can escape through music. You can even start a riot through music. So like, music can be the reason why a lot of emotions can be expressed. So you know, as we talk about you learning different instruments and being able to be confident to put your music out there, but there is even a time where you thought like, all right, maybe this is not for me, or you always knew that you can make it in music.
I have, yeah. Well, sometimes when the world, in a sense, like you were saying it earlier, that we, like we need that positivity and how chaotic things can get. And, when you have like a dream or any type of vision that you want for your life or future, and you really want to follow it, sometimes the world makes it difficult because you have things that come in your way or that, that sort of like crossing your path that slow you down and things like that. And I had a moment like that, just where I had a crossroads where I was like, I have to give something up. Should it be music, or which I have another passion, which is law, because I went to law school, and it was very like it was like not like it was very difficult, and it was a very difficult part um of my life because I was going into something that I never understood or didn't understand, and then it was hard because I had to let go of this for a time. And that was a time where I even stopped playing music. I stopped for a while because I couldn't do both. And out of that time, I, instead of feeling happy about making a decision of letting something go, I felt worse because I felt like I let a part of myself go. So it taught me that I don't have to give something up in order to have something else. I can have all of it as long as I put myself in it and I continue to believe in myself and the journey I'm in. And then also just not feel like everything is a race or time. Like I have, like, my moment can be anytime. As long as I'm on this earth, I'm willing to share it and be able to do what I can to to share it with everyone and to be that voice for whoever needs it or whoever wants to feel that too. Yeah.
I like what you said there. You said that like in a moment in your life you had two passion and you felt like okay I have to choose one because it's kind of what society makes us think we have to be great in one thing, and they have to let something go, and that just seemed like a creative side of you was in questioning, and then the professional side of you was in question. So when you actually had the epiphany that I can do both, like could you share some emotions and some thought processes that you had to go through to make that decision that yes I can do both versus you actually going with your first thought I can only do one.
Yeah. It well, the process was it was very it was like an internal conflict. And um because it's when you truly love something, it's very hard to let it go. And I thought that, like maybe something, like keeps maybe I'm having a hard time in one or the other because I'm supposed to do something. And then when I did the other thing, I felt like I still was not fully happy. And when I did, um, so then it made me think like, where am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to do? And that's where, like you look for advice. And the advice that I asked was my wife, and she told me, why do you have to give something up in order to just be happy and just find what makes you happy about what you want to do in life or your purpose or anything. And it brought me to a realization that that's what that I don't have to do any of those things and just give something up. I can just fit it fit it all in. I can have everything that I want if I just put my effort and my time and dedicate all of that time in doing those things.
Yeah.
And that was really what set it off. I just had to put in my time and effort and make sure that if I really wanted it, I can make it all work. And that's where I'm at right now.
And shout out to wifey, man. She helped you get through that because I feel like I go through that. Me and my wife literally had a conversation like that where we have a passion, a creative passion, and then it's something as far as professionally that we really like, we really love, and it's like I gotta pick one because for a moment I was going through that too. I was like, I have to pick one. I have to pick one, and then it's like, we came into a realization like, why can't we do both? Why we have to pick one? Because like you said, when I'm over here, I still feel that void from not creating music, or if it's podcasting you're doing, or whether you just drawing, you still miss it when you have to put it down because I have to work, I have to do this passion, and I have to make this work, and it's like I can have both. So speaking from that realm of having both, how do you balance it? How do you balance having both and being a producer, being a writer, being an instrumentalist, and then being a husband as well? Like, how do you actually balance having both worlds?
The number one thing is having an incredibly amazing support system. And when I say that, you need to make sure like that you have the right people around you to help you not only propel you further in life, but also you give that in return. You 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 have to receive and be able to give back as well. And I feel like that's what really opens a lot of doors. And that has been my main uh, element in all of it, that has been able to maintain because of the people in my life. They've literally helped me be where I am today, and I can't appreciate it anymore. Like every time I do all of this, it's always like with that in my mind and with them in my mind. And then I always get to share that. Like today, my release, for example, was released and I got to share it with all of them. And all of them are just as happy for me to get it. And then for me to be able to do it, I needed them to give me the time to help me with my other life, my life as a husband or a musician, all these things. You can't do it all alone. You need to have a great team and a great support system, and I think that that's what really makes a difference in many ways.
Yeah, you gotta have a great support system. Was there any point in time in your life that you didn't have a support system?
I feel no, I've always had someone, like always had someone there. Like I said earlier, it started with my mom. Like she's been always the one that literally would tell me since I was a little kid, um, you're going to be all these things. You can do this, you can do that. And then that helped me frame my mind to be like, okay, I can do these things. I don't have to give up on myself or anything. And it helps me get through through those types of moments when you feel stuck or all those things. Like it's like it becomes an internal voice in you, and then you're able to carry that through and be able to, push you through hard moments in life and definitely in all types of situations.
Yeah, for real though. I'm not gonna lie, a good support system can really make you feel like you could do anything in the world. So if we have people tuning in right now, right, and they're seeking for that support system, they know that we're here. When they know the Positive Energy Generation podcast is here, but they're listening to you, and maybe something you can say can be that next support system for them if they don't have any. What advice would you give them to the person that don't have a support system to let them know like you can be a support system?
I just want them to know that I don't think that you should ever feel like you don't have that. I think you should open your heart and allow people in and be able to know that once you do that, then you'll start seeing that you'll start making choices and about all those types of people you allow in, and then you can allow yourself to make a choice to have that support system, and then be able to, like, get you through anything, and feel that feeling that I feel when that I've had. And yeah, I think that I think that it's it's just, like I said, like in my music, I write it always like a piece of advice, and I feel like that's an undertone. And if someone is looking for something, or something to hear in a song, or to feel in a song, I think that I can provide that to them, because I feel like within it, it's like little crumbs of knowledge and things that I've experienced within myself in those hard moments and times that I needed to, get through things.
Yeah, I mean, I like that good message though. So if you out there feel like, I'm alone, I don't have that support system, you do have a support system. We're here. You got SunHands here, and he's telling you can do it. And then you can always tap in to not on the podcast, but you can tap into his music personally. So I know the next question would be, how do I tap into his music? Well, we're gonna talk about that. Let's actually talk about the song that you featured for Artist of the Week. Why did you pick that particular song? And I'm gonna let you announce the song, and then just tell everybody what's the backhand or the back history of this song.
Yeah, so the song is called Catch a Feeling, and it came out today. I'm extremely excited about it because it was a song that came out of nowhere, and I wrote it in April, and at that time when I started writing the song, it was like a thing that I met a collaborator that I worked with in the song. Her name is Ari Rose, and we both together just sat down one day in my studio and started writing that song, and we just finished it on that day. And um, I've never had something so easy come to me like that. And the song, it was just a process of from the beginning of it to releasing it. It has been exciting, and I've loved every part of it. And I just want to, you know, just share it with everyone and be happy, like what people think about it, and knowing that it's out there and people can enjoy it and connect with it, and also be able to, play it and just feel good from it. That's my main thing. Like, I just want to make sure that everyone gets like a good feeling from the song and is able to, like, get something from it for themselves. And that was it. I think that when Ari and I, when we were writing the lyrics, we spoke about, that sometimes you have like things that are going crazy, and you just want things to slow down, and you just want to enjoy and be present in the moment, and be able to, get everything that you can from, like, that time that you're present and you're in that moment, because you don't know how long it'll last, or if you'll get it again. And that's why it's good to appreciate that.
I love that. No, for real, because like life is full of those moments. So you have to like catch that moment. So the fact that you talk about it in the song, because that the present moment is the best gift of life. Because a lot of times we don't get that moment again. You only get that one time, or maybe you might get that time again. So if you're blessed enough to be able to get those moments multiple times, like, you can't really sit on that blessing. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you wrote a song that caters to that, reminding people to, just be in that moment, to cherish that moment, catch a good feel, man. I like it because it definitely seems like a lot of things that like I'm going through in life. And I will say, like, when you haven't, me and my wife talk about it all the time, like, I don't like when good things end, because it's like I can't get that back. But I can always have that moment no matter what. Like, even if something happens and we can't talk no anymore, I always have that moment. And you have created that song, and like I said, that is a good message to put in that song, because a lot of people just need to be mindful of the present moment. And you and Ari did something special with that. Y'all, is this part of the EMT collaboration that you did?
So EMT is the previous song that I made. That one was yeah, that one definitely was uh, it was I wrote that one during COVID and I didn't release it until after and I just there was a time where I felt like very isolated and I remember, like we couldn't really, like see my family and none of that stuff. So I remember just being at home and being with my family and just being very, thankful that I have these people in my life and my wife and my daughter, and then just being so thankful that I have, like how I was saying, my support system, and that really gets you through the craziness and the chaos of the world, and is able to push you through. And that's what really that song is about. And when I wrote it, that one was more personal to me, even more so because uh, I was completely alone writing that one, and I just I took it where I wanted to take it, and I wanted to say, um, like I was able to creatively write what I wanted to say and be free to write what I wanted to say.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when you and Ari Rose decided to you guys gonna sit down and create this song with Catch a Feels, how did that come about? Before you decided to write it, how did y'all come into each other path and like, hey, we're gonna create this song?
Yeah, so Ari, I met her in a festival in 2000, it was 2018. And since that time, we stayed in contact. And I always saw like her career, and we both, like as artists, were going through the same type of path. Like, I'll like cheer her on and tell her, hey, you got to hang in there, and tell her like, uh, like about writing music together and all this stuff. And one day we just got the opportunity, and it was in April and of this year. So then I was able to, you know, tell her, hey, come to my studio, let's write a song. I had no plan, I had no song idea, and she's just such an amazing singer and just like an amazing artist in general. And we just got together and we just sat in my studio, and I played the guitar and I would listen to her sing, and we'll keep going and going. We didn't leave. We started on Friday and we literally had like a retreat where we didn't finish, like we didn't leave until we finished something. And that day when we wrote it, we just got straight to recording, and we finished it. And um yeah, like it was also, I got to know her as I was writing the song, which was another great part. She became a piece, a part of my family too. Like she's like we're those type of people now, and I'm really grateful for that opportunity to have that, like get someone as amazing as her and someone new as well in my life, which is great.
I like it. More support system. So, shout out to you. Shout out to Ari Rose for that. I mean, you guys will be able to check it out here on the P.E.G podcast. So make sure y'all not only tune in to the interview, but tune in to his feature song that we have for Artists of the Week, Catch a Feel, and as well as EMT. So I like that, man. Before we get more closer to wrapping it up a little bit, but I do want to ask, what challenges have you faced being the one creating all your own songs, being a writer, being a producer, being the songwriter? Like, what are some challenges that you have faced doing these things?
I think that sometimes uh first having like an idea of what you're doing and how to be heard, I think, is another thing. The social media aspect, all those things, is very difficult, and for me that's the hardest part. And at least when it comes to songwriting, and I don't, like I said, it always has a purpose, so I don't really have like a hard time with writing. But sometimes I do feel like when I'm writing alone, it becomes a little isolating, and I enjoy having, like, sharing a creative process with others. That way it helps me like grow music into something I didn't expect, or to take it places I didn't uh think I can get to or understand at the time, like how I did with Ari. So I really love like that type of process, and I feel, yeah, like I find like those things at least like the most difficult part about it.
Yeah, yeah. But the fact that you're doing it, you're doing trial and errors, and you're working it out, you really have the control of your whole creative process. And then you going into the rooms and being with other artists and producers and engineers, you still have the knowledge to know what needs to happen to make this song happen, what sound needs to happen. So I mean, you really gaining knowledge through this process, and although there are challenges, and you're actually coming out on top. Before we close out a little bit, if anybody want to follow you and get more into your journey, learn more about you, or even try to do a project with you, how can they reach out to you on social media? What is your social media?
It's at SunHands ____. And they can email me at sunhandsband@gmail.com. And also they can go to my website at sunhandsmusic.com. And yeah, they can reach out to me. I'm always willing and always open to collaborate and definitely meet new artists and get to work.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. The fact that you preach support system, that is really needed in this world, because no matter what you do, no matter what you try, or no matter what you want to do in life, you need to have that support system and have somebody to tell you like you can do it, especially when you're in those dark moments. And the fact that you're being vulnerable about it, it means a lot. We need more people to speak out and tell their journey so that we can really understand the behind the scenes and not just what we put out on social media. So I always like to ask things that really has nothing to do with the podcast, but it's just giggles, laugh, different things. So the question that I have for you is, what is the worst dish, which is food, that you've ever tasted in your life, and why?
um Wow. That one I can actually tell you because I know them very specifically. I think I don't know, I'm not a big seafood person, and I don't enjoy, like, let's say, oysters. I think that that's one of my biggest things I do not like. I tried it once and it's not for me.
Nah. Is it because it's slimy? I don't know. Is it the texture?
It's the sea taste. I don't know. I can't do that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Nah. I don't like oysters. So you don't like seafood at all, like shrimps.
No, I do. I like some. I just have like a specific like way of things that I like, and it's just I don't know. Yeah, like I have like certain things that I like about it.
No escargot for you. No calamari. No squid.
No, that's also the fancy stuff that I try to stay away. I don't. It's not for me. Like that.
For you. Nah, not for me either. That's what's up. Thank you for sharing. But we appreciate you like literally sitting down, talking to us, and telling us more about your journey. Y'all definitely go check out the songs that is featured for Artist of the Week. You got Catch and Feel. And then we do a little bonus in there, EMT. So make sure y'all go check that out. SunHands is a vibe. I promise you. He's a vibe, man. Go check it out. Go, to his social media. Talk to him. And if you don't have a support system, you looking for a support system, not just know that you're welcome here at the Positive Energy Generation. You also is welcome with SunHands, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead and talk to him. Reach out to somebody. You never know. That may be the blessing for you. And nobody told y'all today, tomorrow, yesterday that we love you. Dude, stop crying. I love you, okay? Shar loves you. My man, SunHands, he love you.
Me too. Love you too.
And we're here to inspire you, to inspire us, and then inspire you to inspire us. You get that? Yeah. All right. We inspiring each other so that we can push forward. And so we'll see y'all next time here at the P.E.G podcast, man. Let's get it and let's go. Let's go. Ah, yo.